You've been searching for something your entire life, a feeling you can't quite name, a peace that always seems one breath away, one more book, one more meditation, one more breakthrough. And yet, beneath all the seeking, there's an exhaustion growing, a quiet suspicion that maybe, just maybe, the very act of searching is what keeps you from arriving. Have you ever noticed the one who is searching and the one you're searching for, they feel like the same presence? This isn't spiritual failure. This is the doorway. In the early 1900s, at the foot of the sacred mountain Arunachala in South India, a young sage named Ramana Maharshi sat in silence. Seekers came from across the world, carrying their questions, their desperation, their spiritual resumes, and to almost all of them, he offered the same impossible truth. You are the self. You are already that. Not, you will become. Not, you must earn it. Already. But if that's true, why doesn't it feel true? Why do we wake up every morning still feeling incomplete, still reaching for something just beyond our grasp, still believing we're not quite there yet? Ramana called this the veil of ignorance. Not ignorance as not knowing enough, but ignorance as mistaken identity. You haven't forgotten spiritual truths. You've forgotten your own face. Here is the truth this reflection holds. The veil is made of seeking itself. You are not trying to reach the self. You are trying to stop pretending you left it. The spiritual journey isn't about becoming something new. It's about unbecoming everything false, not adding, removing, not climbing toward light, falling into the light you already are. Let that settle. Imagine a movie theater. On the screen, a character runs through a burning city, desperately searching for safety. The character believes the fire is real. The danger feels absolute. But you, sitting in the theater, you see something else entirely. The screen itself is untouched. Images flicker across it. Flames rise and fall. But the screen, silent, still, never burning. Ramana would say, you are the screen. The thoughts, the fears, the triumphs, the failures, these are the images. They come and go. They appear and dissolve. But the awareness in which they appear, that never moves. It was never born. It will never die. Right now, as you hear these words, notice there's a sensation of listening happening. But can you find the listener? Or is there just listening, open, borderless, already here before you went looking for it? Now, imagine an ocean. On its surface, waves rise and crash. Some waves are beautiful, some violent, some whisper, some roar. And from the wave's perspective, each one believes it's separate. I am this wave, it thinks. I must become a better wave, a bigger wave, a more spiritual wave. But step back. What is a wave made of? Ocean. What does it return to? Ocean. What was it before it rose? Ocean. The wave was never separate. It only believed the story of separation. You are the ocean, believing you are the wave. This is what Ramana called false identification. The mistake of believing you are the body-mind, the character in the story, the wave on the surface, when in truth, you are the witnessing presence itself, the depth, the stillness beneath every storm. The self is not something to be attained. If the self were to be attained, it would mean that the self is not here and now, but is yet to be obtained. What is got afresh can also be lost, so it will be impermanent. It is not worthwhile to strive for what is impermanent. If you could achieve awakening, you could also lose it, and anything that can be lost was never truly yours. But the self cannot be lost, because it is not an object. It is not a state. It is what you are, right now, in this breath, listening to these words. So, what is the veil really? The veil is the belief that you're not already whole. The veil is the thought, I need to become enlightened. The veil is every spiritual achievement you've stacked, trying to prove to an imaginary judge that you're worthy of peace. The veil is the seeking itself. The veil is made of seeking itself. And here's the hidden liberation. The veil doesn't need to be destroyed. It only needs to be seen, because when you truly see it, not think about it, but see it, it dissolves, like a snake in the dark that was only ever a rope. The danger was imagined. The separation was a dream. Let's try something together, not as a technique to get somewhere, but as a simple act of recognition. Close your eyes if you're comfortable, or soften your gaze toward the ground. Notice that you exist, not your name, not your story, just the raw, undeniable fact. Something is aware right now. That awareness, is it trying to become aware, or is it already effortlessly awake? Now, try something. Try to step behind the awareness. Try to find the one who is aware. Go looking for yourself as if you were an object you could discover. Seriously, try to locate yourself. Did you find anything? Or did you just find more awareness, looking at itself, like an eye trying to see itself, like space trying to step outside of space? That impossibility, that's not failure. That's the answer. You can't find yourself as an object because you are not an object. You are the finding itself, the awareness that is always already here, effortlessly witnessing everything, including the search. Now ask Ramana's central question. Who am I? Not as philosophy, as direct seeing. Who is aware of this breath? Who existed before this thought arose? Who remains after the thought fades? Don't answer with words. Let the question strip away everything that is not you. The roles, the achievements, the shame, the seeking. What remains when everything false falls away? Just this, aware presence, untouchable, already free. The veil is made of seeking itself, and when the seeking stops, not because you found something, but because you saw through the illusion of distance, what remains is what was always here. Ramana once said, ignorance is coexistent with the ego. Remove the ego, and ignorance disappears along with it. But here's the secret. You don't remove the ego by fighting it. You remove it by withdrawing belief from it. By seeing that the I you've been defending, improving, perfecting, that I is a thought, a convincing, persistent, ancient thought. But still, just a thought. And what witnesses the thought? That's what you are, not the thinker. The awareness of thinking, not the seeker. The space in which seeking appears, not the wave, the ocean. So here's how this changes everything. You're sitting in traffic, late for a meeting. The mind begins its familiar narration. I'm failing. I'm behind. I'm not enough. In the past, you would have believed it. become it, suffered it, but now there's a different possibility. You notice there is a thought called failure. There is tension in the chest, and there is something aware of both. That something, spacious, untouched, already at peace. That's what you are. Or this, you just lost someone you love. The grief is crushing, absolute. The mind screams, I cannot survive this. And beneath the scream, if you're very still, you notice there is something witnessing even this unbearable pain, not cold, not detached, but vast enough to hold the breaking without being broken by it. That vastness, that's what you are, not immune to pain, but not destroyed by it either, like the ocean holding a storm. The storm is real, the waves are real, but the depth remains. You're scrolling at 2 a.m., chasing relief, chasing distraction, chasing something to fill the ache, and you pause, just for one breath, and you ask, who is seeking relief? And in the asking, the seeking stops, not because you found what you were looking for, but because the question revealed the space you've always been. So let me ask you what Ramana asked thousands. What if you are already what you've been searching for? What if presence isn't something to attain, but something to stop abandoning? What if the spiritual path isn't about reaching a destination, but about removing the belief that you ever left home? The veil is thin, thinner than breath. It's made of one thing, the thought, I am not there yet. And when you see that thought as just a thought, not as truth, not as reality, but as a passing wave on an infinite ocean, the veil dissolves. And what remains? Only this, only presence, only the self you've always been, pretending for a moment it was lost. The veil is made of seeking itself, and the moment you stop seeking, you discover you were never lost. If this reflection touched something true in you, let it breathe beyond the screen. When you like this video, you remind the algorithm and yourself that silence and awareness still matter in this noisy world. By subscribing, you're not following, you're walking beside us as a companion on this pathless journey of remembrance. And when the next wave of restlessness arises, turn gently inward and ask, who am I? Don't wait for an answer. Just rest in the silence that follows. That silence is the peace you've been seeking. That silence is what you are. The search ends here, not because you found yourself, but because you finally saw you were never missing.